Well, I did some things. Welcome back to the channel. I've been out doing some cleanup, and as you can see, it is quite the dry day today, and it has been for the last day and a half, I guess. I'll give you a before and after picture. Remember the stinging nettles that was growing up around here? Of course, that's some potatoes growing out of the compost, so I'm not going to pull that out. Got them all pulled out. See, now some of them are falling down. I was going to leave these up here because they weren't in the way, but I guess I got to come back and pull out what I can reach from standing down there on the flat. You see this? So that's where the animals gets in and digs in the compost. So there's quite a lot of good compost in there. And what I'm thinking about doing is sifting through both of those. Come after I get the potatoes out of there, that is. And put the siftings in those bins there. And so that it's ready for next year when I go to do the beds, and I'll do the beds then. I had these bunch of tires, and I don't know if I want to get rid of them or not. And I'm going to use that in the sunroom. I'll take those things in and out, throw them in the compost, and use the fish box in the sunroom for a tray for my large planters. Oh, I can't really get in around there now. I was going to show you the same thing on the other side. There's a pile of compost out like that. Look at the piles of stinging nettles I took up it. So now I've got to go around and pick up all those. The raspberries are, well, I got the 2 liters today, so they're coming to an end, but I've picked 11 kilograms of raspberries from here. And as I go back and forth and I'm moving the canes back and forth, I'm getting in further and further, but now I can easily get at those stinging nettles in there now, so thinking I'll pull those out, and then I'll be able to get right through all the raspberry patch. Cucumbers, I have 12-point bottles, 500 ml bottles made of cucumbers, of pickles, dill pickles. I'll show you something. So I'm going along, I was checking on them, and everything was fine, so I'll pick this one in a couple of days. I wasn't out there yesterday, but it has grown right into the mesh. I'm going to have to cut it out. I won't have to buy any more potatoes. I had ran out of potatoes, so I was buying them. I bought 3 10-pound bags now, but as you can see, this bed, the potatoes are all falling over, and some of the plants are turning yellow. So when I need potatoes again, I'll just start to dig them up one plant at a time. Another thing I wanted to show you now, these are starting to take right off. This is the brandywine tomatoes. Down here it doesn't seem to be so much, but they're coming along. And this one, while the plants aren't all that big, look at the big bunches of tomatoes. That's Beaver Lodge Slicer. They're really good. I'm waiting until tomorrow to pick that one right there. Actually, I'll put my hand down there, and you can see, compared to my hand, right, how big these are. And this one in here, of course, he's just a nice slicer. And they're very tasty as well. think I want to take this one in here for breakfast tomorrow. So I haven't shown you close up of the liatris, and the bees are just loving them. Now here's a straight 8 cucumber. So I'll have one nice straight 8 cucumber out of this plant that was growing well. The poorly growing plant, I got this one here, but for some reason, can't see where my hand is. Got this one here. He's not growing properly, but okay, oh well. And here's the other liatris, see? So that one will be open tomorrow. It's a female plant, and I'll be able to fertilize that one. Come out first thing in the morning. Got that all cleaned up. Took before and after pictures so that I'd have a record. And remember the stinging nettles that were here? It's hot enough now that the squash are drooping from the heat. But they're calling for rain tomorrow, so all these brown spikes, that's dock, and I'm going to harvest those. Nice thing about the gimbal, see, is that it doesn't matter how I tip the camera, the tripod, the phone stays level. So to harvest these, just put your hand around and pull up. So here they are. And you just pull them off like that. Now, you see they're little 3-winged shucks, and there's a tiny seed inside. But you take the shuck and all, get a single piece. You see how there's branches there. There's the main stem that goes up through, and then there's branches. So if you take the single branch off, then it's easier to pull them off. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go and get the pruners, and I'm going to cut all those ends. Then I can just sit down and strip them. Now you might as well get yourself comfortable when you're doing these jobs. these, now I don't know exactly, they said that the seeds are 10.2% protein. Now does that, when they're saying seeds, are they including the shuck in that, or just the seed inside, which is, the seed itself is very tiny, right? And you got this really big shuck that most people would consider it's not worth your while to actually just try and get just the seed. Just take the entire shuck and you grind it into an all bran flour. These on dock are edible. You can eat them raw, or you can put them in a stir fry or boil them. Somebody mentioned about toasting these seeds, so I have to look deeper into that. There's also the thing about the root of the plant can be used as a poultice. Now the root is hard to dig up really, so I would imagine the root don't get used very much. Yeah, it was just like this the last few days. Like all morning it was quite bearable out. Now it's like, well, I don't work too much because I'm really sweating just sitting right here doing this. So it's probably over 26 degrees out. Actually it is, because 2.5, 3 hours ago I checked the temperature and it was 26.2. So I'll get there now. Bye. So that's what I got from that patch. Now I have this patch, and I'll strip those and then I'll show you what I got when I'm finished. Well, that's what I got. I put the pruners in there for size reference now. That bowl is what I would, a bowl about the same size as the one I mix 6 loaves of bread in. Of course it'll look a lot less than that now once it's ground into flour. I'll put the weight up on the screen so then you can think, well, if it's 2 pounds, what does 2 pounds of wheat flour look like, right? And check this out. Fruit on the Aunt Molly's ground cherry. Another one in there. 2 right there together, see? I counted 14 yesterday. And here's my garlic. They're not looking the greatest in my opinion, but we'll see what's down beneath. I came out to get a second bulb to do my pickles, and that one, the outside wrapping had already split open, so it wouldn't keep. Anyway, last year I harvested them on the 5th, and this is the 9th, so it's time to get them harvested. Greta from Greta's Garden, she'll have hers harvested now in the next video. So if you want to see what she got, I'm going to try and do something a little different this time. And that is show you every one as I pull them up. Yeah, I'm not getting any big ones. Most of them are not split though. I haven't noticed one split yet. I thought that one was split, but it wasn't. That one is. So I gotta do something with him right away. Probably make some more pickles. Or some soup. Don't think I missed one, but it looks like I've got a grapevine growing there. Wonder what I should do with that. So this is the ones you just seen me pull up from a distance, not the close-up. And yeah, for the most part, I mean, they're not big bulbs, but I did all right. Well, I wanted to show you some. Oh, here it is. You see that yellow stuff on it? That's from the ants. It's okay. It's not hurting it. It's just same as this stuff. They put it down and it dries to a crisp. I did show it to you on another video. So I usually let these dry off and then I can wipe the dirt off them easy rather than wash them. So I'm going to bring these into the sunroom because it's going to rain now. It's going to start sometime tonight and be raining all day tomorrow. So I'm going to bring these into the sunroom, wait for them to dry, and then I can brush the dirt off them and cut the tops off. Well, it's a couple of days later now. I've got the video edited. Came out to do a ending. So we'll end the video here. Hope you enjoyed it. And just give you a little scenery. Perfectly quiet Sunday morning. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.